Dragon Ball Daima, episode 5, Panzy. What an episode. So much information. So much, secret kind of lore. So much like, ooh, what's the meaning behind these things? What's going on here? There's a lot of suspicious things going on. There's a lot of lore building, world building, right? I loved it. Loved it. What a great episode. Let's start it off, okay? So, right where we left off on episode 4, the blue girl is standing on the rock, talking over Goku and Shin and Glorio, and she's like, who are you guys? Blah, blah, blah. What kind of race are you? Your ears don't look, pointy. Look, see, my ears? Pointy. I'm a demon. I'm from the demon realm. She wouldn't have asked me that. Goku, though, rounded ass ears, a little goofball. Where are you from? He says, oh, I am a Saiyajin. I am a Super Saiyajin. And she said, what demon realm is that from? Glorio, without hesitation, second demon realm. So right away, when I noticed that he had no hesitation to lie, I've been sus about Glorio. Go back to my episode 3 review. I've been sus about him this whole time. He's too quiet. He doesn't talk a lot. And he's, he has a mission in his head. He knows what to do. He knew where to go, right? He knew how to get to Earth. He has this plan, okay? But he doesn't talk a lot. So that tells me one thing. He's hiding something. And then also, he's not afraid to lie right off the bat, right? He has no hesitation in lying. You got to keep an eye on that, right? So they start walking, right? They kind of mingle a little bit. They start walking. Glorio doesn't want Panzy to follow him. And then she's like, I'm going to, I know the way to the demon realm. So I'm going to the first demon realm castle. Oh, no. They're looking for the castle in the demon realm, this demon realm, which is the Castle Kadan. She knows how to get there. So she's like, well, I know how to get to the castle, so I'm going to follow you guys anyway. And that leads to, her and Goku kind of talking, and she pretty much asks, since you're a Majin, what kind of magic do you use? So now that tells me that the majority race of demons, they're called Majins, right? They're not technically called demons. They're called Majins. Just like how in episode 3 they talked about how Shin and the Kais, they originated from the demon world, the second demon world, and they're actually called Glins, right? So I think they're Glins. Everybody else is a Majin, right? So that makes sense on, Babidi putting Majin powers on other people to make them more enhanced, right? So now we got to understand how strong Babidi's magic really is, and you got to kind of compare that to Goma. So if he has, Babidi's magic on that level, he could kind of just give anything a boost, like a Majin boost, right? So that's something to keep in mind, right? Everybody and everything is a Majin, and they all can use some kind of magic, right? So Majins use magic, right? So anyway, she pretty much kind of shows off her telekinesis. She's trying to get a hang of it still. Goku's like, damn, that's cool. And then so she asks Shin, she's like, so you're definitely a demon. You're a Glind, aren't you? And then he's like, yeah, I guess technically I am. And then she goes, okay, so you're like Degesu or Degasu, whatever, right? So that is the male version, the male Kai Glind that is on Goma's team, right? So the male one. So there's 2 of them, a male and a female. So there's a male one. He looks super sinister. He looks evil. And she even says, you're kind of like him, but, not as creepy looking, right? She pretty much says that. So that gets me really hyped because that means those guys are going to be strong for sure. They have to be strong. And that menacing glare that he's giving is I just can't wait for them to be really introduced into this. And so they finally, after they start talking, she pretty much is leading the crew. She's walking down the path. She's in front of everybody. Everyone's kind of following her, and they do this little montage of all these places that they see. And she finally says, all right, well, that's pretty much it. They finally find the castle, right? And so she finds the castle. They go up and they talk to the guards. And, well, this is worth noting, too. Every Demon Realm has a castle and has a king. So Demon Realm 2 is going to have its own castle, whatever it's called, and its own king. And then, obviously, the first Demon Realm is, Goma is the king, and he's in his own Demon Realm castle. So they're in the third Demon Realm castle where the king is of that realm. So that castle is Kadan, Kadan's castle, and the king is Kadan. So there's that. So they walk up to the guards and they want to get into the castle, and they go, "Hey, stop there!" And he goes, So Glorio is pretty much leading the pack now, and he goes, "You dummies, you guys seen me yesterday, remember?" So time moves real slow in the demon world because a lot has happened since before Glorio left to go get Goku and Shin, right? And now he came back, did everything, right? So all of that happened within a span of one Demon Realm day. Because he goes, "You guys seen me yesterday, you don't remember?" So now this is where it's going to get sus. Because he was saying that the king came to him, right? He was saying, he was telling Goku and Shin that the king requested him, but if he's the one going to the castle asking for, to talk to the king, blah, 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 I'm telling you, Shin is up to something no good. He's got a plan of his own. So they go, "Oh yeah, we do remember, but who are these brats with you?" And then, what do you know? Panzy jumps out and goes, "Hey, dummies. Who you calling a brat? I'm the princess, So she's the princess of the castle. Now, what gets me going is that they have a lot of similarities. I'm going to just throw this in here. Glorio and Panzy, they look alike in certain aspects. They got like the blue light skin, right? Glorio's a little bit darker blue, but they both have white hair, they both have colored eyes, they both have pointy ears. I think Glorio is some type of royalty. He has to be from some type of royalty, from some castle, maybe in Demon World 2, because he was really quick to say Demon World 2, that's where they're from. He could be from Demon World 1. But I'm thinking Demon World 2, because Demon World 1, I feel like the demons are more like Dabura and Abura. I figured out his name. They said his name in episode 1, and I just didn't remember. Abura is Dabura's father. So they're red-skinned, right? So maybe that's like the demons in that world. In Demon World 1 is that they have like red skin or something. In Demon World 2 they have like a darker blue. Demon World 3 they got like a lighter blue, right? But there was also one of the guards. So let's say this. They got entrance in, right? Because she's the princess. They're like, "Oh shit, my bad. We didn't know you were with them." They start walking in. You see a general pretty much training an army, and she's got really dark skin, dark blue skin, just like Glorio. So I'm like, they look alike. Glorio has to be a part of some royal family. It just has to. We don't have no background on him. We don't know his motives, right? We just know what looks like what, right? So we're just kind of piecing things together. That's my headcanon, right? So anyway, Glorio and Kadan know each other. They get to the Kadan's castle, and Kadan, so they start walking, through the castle. They're all checking everything out. They see the kitchen, they see the fight yard, they see, a bunch of things. Then they finally get to, the king's room. And they knock, and the guard goes, "Oh shit, hey, King Kadan, they're here." And you see Kadan in there with his big old mace, and he's pretty much smashing a skull. He literally looks like a CEO in his room playing golf. He literally hits the skull on the ground just like a golf swing, and it flies up into the air and explodes. It's literally a CEO in a building in his office playing mini golf or putt golf or whatever it may be, right? So he's in there playing golf, and he's like, "Finally." He looks all menacing, and then he sits down. Glorio and them walk in, and then he realizes Panzy's with him, and Glorio walks up to him and goes, "I brought you the two, beings that were stronger than..." Well, he says, "Did you bring the two beings that were stronger than Majin Buu?" Now, this is where the king pretty much is snitching on Glorio, because he says, "You said you were going to bring me two beings that could kill Majin Buu." Now, Shin kind of goes like this when he says that, and he looks back at, Glorio, because he remembers Glorio saying, "I was requested by the king," but now the king is saying, "You said you were going to bring me them." So this implies Glorio's the one who went to the king to devise this plan. So Glorio has a plan. There was a plan amiss. Okay? And Glorio is behind it. He is pulling the strings here. Okay? Now, they're talking, and I want to clear the air here, because I got a couple comments on my last Tamagami episode. I got a couple comments on my Tamagami episode that I did on my latest video, which was pretty much how strong are the Tamagami. Okay, and there was a comment saying that the king said that since they beat Majin Buu, that they could beat the Tamagami. He did not say that. He did not say that at all. Okay, and you're out of your mind if you think that the Dragon Ball anime is going to make a villain, their next villain, weaker than the villain before. That's just not how Dragon Ball works. Okay, so he said since they did beat Majin Buu, they might have a chance on beating the Tamagami, because even he states Goma couldn't even beat the Tamagami. So, and he's the number one demon king in all the realms. He can't even beat the Tamagami. So the Tamagami were designed by, like, no matter what, you're not gonna beat these guys. They're designed to be like unbeatable no matter what, right? The Demon King's not gonna beat them. Dabura wasn't strong enough to beat them. Goma's not gonna be strong enough to beat them. Who can beat these guys? Because they're literally unbeatable. That's how they're programmed to be, which is literally what I'm saying, what I'm telling you guys. The Dragon Balls, you need to realize this is gonna mirror GT. The Shadow Dragons are insanely strong. Okay? Omega Shenron is insanely strong. They could destroy universes. They could destroy the planet. Okay? So they're gonna be just as strong or stronger than the Shadow Dragons. And I think they're gonna be stronger. They look way more hype. They have like, it's not, the Shadow Dragons were kind of like, the 8 or the 7 Dragon Ball was kind of weak. 6 was weaker. 5 was a little stronger. 4 was a little bit stronger. And then 3, 2, 1 are the strongest, right? But Omega Shenron is the strongest because he absorbed them all. I believe that will happen. I think the Tamagami are going to be beaten, but they're all going to fuse into one, and they're going to be this Omega Tamagami. Okay? Quote me on that, because I guarantee you that's what's going to happen. And I guarantee you Glorio is some kind of royalty that was banished from his kingdom or something like that. Okay? Now, where was I? Yes. So, Kadan insists they cannot beat the Tamagami. He's like, you guys are insane. But maybe, since you beat Buu. And he doesn't know about Kid Buu. He just thinks they beat Majin Buu, which was the first form of Buu we've seen. He didn't know Buu broke out of his Majin, got even stronger, right? And they beat Kid Buu, which is a stronger version of Majin Buu. So he doesn't even know how strong Goku really is. So he says, all right, I'm going to put it to the test then. Come fight. If you say you're as strong as you are, I need to see it. So pretty much Goku goes out there and fights his army, right? Pretty much puts on a display of power. Wipes out his army with ease, just beating up dude after dude with no weapon, no ki, until a bunch of guys kind of overwhelm him. Not really overwhelm him, but like 4 or 5 guys jump on him at once, and then he uses Super Saiyan, to be like, it's kind of like a explosive wave, right? Like an explosion wave. He pretty much just uses his Super Saiyan ki to knock everybody out, but he goes Super Saiyan for half a second, which was awesome. It was badass. Goes Super Saiyan, boom, gets everybody off him, goes back to base form. And everyone was like, oh, shit, all right. Real deal. He's the real deal. Let's give him a plane. Let's give him anything they want. Send him to the Tamagami. And so, Kadan pretty much gets a plane for them. Pretty much, tells them, all right, I'm going to trust you guys. You guys can beat the Tamagami. I believe in you guys. Let's do it. And gets them a plane, sends them off. And before they get sent off, Shin goes, hey, so a couple of our friends should be arriving soon. Bulma's fixing an aircraft to get them in, blah, blah, blah. They should be here soon. And then Kadan goes, well, they can't get in without a data code, so I'll send one of my men to get them, and they'll, we'll come back with them. So, boom, Bulma doesn't have to make a spaceship anymore. They're all going to get picked up. I think it's going to be Piccolo, Vegeta, Bulma, and maybe one more. Who knows who it might be? Hopefully it's Gohan, but I think Gohan, I don't remember. Maybe drop a comment if Gohan's a baby or not. I don't really remember. I would assume he'd be a lot younger than everyone else, but we don't know who that fourth person might be. It might be Master Roshi. Imagine Master Roshi in his younger state. That'd be awesome. Or it might be Krillin, a younger Krillin. And so anyway, Kadan pretty much, gets a guy, and he's going to be like one of the new crew members. He's going to send them to go get Vegeta and Piccolo and them, brings them back, right? And so they pretty much got to steal a whole new plane to do that because they only have small planes now. So he tells them, hey, you guys need to go to the other rival gang, steal a plane, bring it back so then we could go get them, yada yada. And now as they do that, they're pretty much loading up the plane, getting ready for Glorio and the crew to head out to go to that third Dragon Ball to fight the first Tamagami. Well, the third Tamagami, but the first Tamagami of the series, right? And so as they do that, you can see Panzy bringing in a big old, like, a lot of things, like so much luggage. She's bringing in a bunch of luggage, and they load the plane up and they take off. Now, when she was bringing all that luggage, I was literally thinking, that's really an unnecessarily amount of things. Like, you don't need all that. They take off, they start flying, and in a matter of seconds, Goku goes, hey, how long is it going to be until we get there? And Kadan says, or Glorio says, 4 days, right? So now the crew takes off, they're in the plane. They're taking off, and Goku's like, man, 4 days, I don't want to just sit around. And as he says that, you hear the engines start failing. They look back, they're like, oh shit, we might have packed too much stuff, right? So the plane starts going down. Of course. They just got the plane's going down. They crash land, and that's the episode. So now they're back to walking, and it seems like the crew is going to catch up to them way faster than they thought, right? The other guys, Vegeta and Piccolo, they're all going to be back way sooner than they think, right? Because they're not going to be able to get anywhere far. And now that 4-day trip is going to turn into, you know, who knows how long. But like I said, I think this is going to be a long anime. It's going to be more of a journey than anything. It honestly reminds me of early One Piece before they had a ship. Like, they're doing a lot of walking, a lot of talking, okay? Which is awesome. I like we don't know the world or the lore that much, so this is stuff we need. It's stuff that's pretty much you would expect, right? You would expect it to be like this in an anime because they need to build the world, build the lore around everybody, right? And so all I got to say is keep an eye on Glorio, a very close eye on Glorio. I believe he is some type of royalty. Keep a close eye on the Glins and keep a close eye on different Majins we meet. And yeah, it's going to be, you know, I'm really looking forward to episode 6. Who knows what the next villain is going to be, like the next big villain is going to be. I think it might be that Minotaur guy, but I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait for the next episode. See you guys on the next chapter, or episode review, I should say. Peace out, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, drop a comment. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me your guys' theories. I need to know. But yeah, also, don't take, you know, things for, you know, word value. If somebody says that they could beat the Tamagami since they beat Majin Buu, don't fall for those tricks. That's just how the anime gets you, okay? These Tamagami are going to be way stronger than you guys think, okay? All right, so peace out, everybody.